this Pedal Train Classic Junior, an extra one, just kind of lying around. And it's always just kind of been where I've put extra pedals that weren't being on other boards at the time. But after getting my hands on one of these, I really wanted to have it in good company. So there's a lot of, familiar ones on here. If you've seen any other videos I've done, you'll know that both of these Strymons and this Echo Park are pretty much on every board that I have. But what makes this board a little bit different is it's a lot more rockin' than the others. I have one that's just MIDI, and of course that can do almost anything. And then I have one that's a little bit more, it's got loopers and sustain pedals and stuff. This one is just got a ton of drive. So we got the saltwater fuzz. I believe my guitar player said it's like a Mark II tone bender kind of a thing. It's very buzzy. You'll get to hear it. It's like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a lot of like 60s, 70s leads where where the fuzz might not sound that great on its own, but in a mix it sounds awesome. It's also very quiet. Like, let me turn it on. That's on my bridge pickup. There's the middle. So I really appreciate that about that pedal. It was the first fuzz I ever had, and I'm glad to have picked up one of these original ones, because there's only, I think, one left on the internet. And then the Ram's Head Fuzz, which is a great kind of David Gilmour, Big Muff. And then the Vespa, which is a gated fuzz, but it also has octave fuzz. So these are kind of the new things in here. I've had the Julia for a very long time, and it's just got a beautiful chorus and vibrato sound. So I just kind of want to run through some of the sounds. I opened up with kind of like the Daniel Lanois-ish kind of thing with the tweed and then a bit of delay from these two. But here's the Saltwater Fuzz. So I really think it's almost like the tube screamer of fuzzes. It just, there's not a lot of sustain. It's got a very particular sound, but I got a soft spot for it because it was in the first band that I learned how to play electric guitar in. The Ram's Head, of course, absolutely incredible. David Gilmour, sounds very smooth, very sustainy. I mean, listen to how long those notes hold out. And that's not coming from the amp, right? I'm at a very low volume on the Princeton right now. It's just incredible. I should also probably mention too, playing a Telecaster. And then the Vespa is great fun. One of the things I really like about it is that it's latching. So you can kind of just intersperse these really frenetic gated fuzz sounds if you want. But then it's also got octave fuzz on it. Obviously, you know, it mixes in a little bit more when the volume matches the others. But, oh, someone's having fun outside. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Yeah, it's just got a really nice, brutal ripping sound. And then, yeah, there's the Walrus Audio. I know that people... There's a couple things people don't like about this pedal. One of them is that it kind of darkens up the tone. I think it's very minimal. It doesn't really matter much to me. I think a lot of what they're hearing is just the mix of, you know, the signals that you get from a chorus or a vibrato. You know, one of your signals is kind of doing a weird thing in phase with the other or out of phase with the other. But here's kind of the chorusy sound. There's also, you can get these really kind of nice it almost reminds me of like a warping vinyl. Very subtle. And then all the way on the other end of that, some really intense vibrato, which is cool, clean, and also I think underrated with fuzz. Or even a bit of distortion. Try this. Like I said, man, this Ram's head just goes forever. I recently learned that he kind of shuttered the company, which is a huge bummer because it's the greatest fuzz I've ever played. But yeah, I'm not going to go deep into the Echo Park or the Flan or the Deco. These are V2s, so they do sound a bit different, but I feel like I play them enough in other videos that people are familiar with them. The other thing I'll say is kind of similar to other boards, I've got another Analog Endeavors thing on here, which is really nice because it's right at the top of my volume thing. So when I'm not wearing these boots that kind of have a tread on them, it's really easy to go to my favorite settings, which are the right one is for the Deco and the left one is for the Flint. So basically one of my most common sounds on the Deco is this kind of slap back. Oh, I should turn the fuzz off. But if I click the one on the right, then it turns it into just the double repeat, which is really nice when you're soloing, especially if you mix that with the Echo Park. Let's go to Neil Young territory. I don't know how to play like Neil, but you know, he gets that exploding like amp about to overheat tone out of his tweed, and this is certainly capable of it. But yeah, and then the left side, just you know, mine again. This is the cool thing about it, right? Is I can keep my normal sounds on here, where I've got just a slight bit of reverb and slapback. Again, here's without it. Here's with it. If I do want to go to a more ambient place, I can always click this, and it's going to have switched my reverb to something a lot more swell friendly. The 80s mode. So that's kind of cool to have, you know? Just makes things a little bit quicker in the studio. As you can hear, right, this thing kind of pops a little bit when it comes on and off. But I don't know. There's something about the originals here that I really like. If I ever really needed a cleaner one, I would upgrade to the newer versions. But yeah, that's pretty much the board. So a lot of familiar suspects, right? But, oh, I almost forgot. This Ernie Ball volume pedal is great because when you bring it all the way down, it turns into a tuner, which is really, really helpful. So I really liked this build. I thought it was, I mean, it's, you know, usually the pedals I like are double wides or some strange shape. This one is mainly these single pedals, which is really, really nice. And yeah, powered by Strymon Ojais. It's a blast to play, which is really kind of what you're looking for. So yeah, and if you've got any questions about any of these pedals, hope you enjoy.